Here we have question 6. We are going to be graphing. Okay, so to graph, what I always tell students is to actually just make a chart. Just make a chart. Here's your X value. Here's your Y value, right? I always like starting with the number 0 and seeing if that works. So here's the equation. 7x plus y is equal to 5. Plug in that 0 for the x. 7 times 0, that becomes nothing. This gets you y equals to 5. Do you see that? Perfect. Then let's do it one more time. Let's like pick the number 1 right next to it. Let's see if that works. Okay. 7 parentheses 1, right? Because your x becomes 1 plus y equals to 5. 7 times 1, it is 7 plus y equals to 5. We minus 7 to both sides because we're trying to get y alone or solve for y. This crosses out. We get y is equal to -2. Here are my 2 points. 0, 5 is right here. 1, -2 is down here. All right. Now we can just connect the lines. All right. Okay. And we put the arrows on it, and that would be our equation. Okay. All right. There you go. That's it. Let's look at B here. Okay. Same idea here. We have to make a chart. X, Y. I always like picking the number 0 to start. So 3x plus 5y is equal to -5. Plug in 0 for the x. 3 parentheses 0, close the parentheses, plus 5y equals to -5. 3 times 0, that becomes 0, leaving you with just 5y is equal to -5. Divide by 5 to both sides. This cancels because it becomes the number 1. You get y is equal to -1. Next, we can pick, like, say, the number 1. It could be any number. 3 parentheses 1 plus 5y is equal to -5. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 5y is equal to -5. Minus 3, you get 5y is equal to -8. Divided by 5, this cancels. Y is equal to -8 over 5. This is not good. This is not good. Okay, because again, it's a decimal. So you would have to try a different set of numbers. So besides 1, let's try 2. Okay. So this isn't good. So we're going to now try 2. So 3x plus 5y is equal to -5. 3 parentheses 2 plus 5y is equal to -5. Right. So 3 times 2 is 6. We rewrite everything. Plus 5y is equal to -5. Minus 6 minus 6. This cancels. 5y is equal to -11. Divide by 5. We get y is equal to -11 over 5. This is also not good. Okay. So again, we'll just repeat that process. So 1, 2 didn't work. Hopefully 3 works. Let's try 3. Right. So I'm going to take this out because we already tell that didn't work. And let's do it again. 3x plus 5y is equal to -5. 3 parentheses 3 plus 5 equals to -5. 3 times 3, it's 9. Plus 5y is equal to -5. Minus 9, you get 5y is equal to that looks like 14. Divided by 5, y is equal to -14 over 5. This is also not good. Okay. All right. All right. So let's try it again. All right. Okay. Let's try 4. 3x plus 5y is equal to -5. 3 parentheses 4 plus 5y is equal to -5. 3 times 4 is 12 plus 5y is equal to -5. minus 12, you get 5y is equal to negative 17, divided by 5, divided by 5, y is equal to negative 17 over 5. This is also not good. All right. So, right, do you see how I keep going through all those numbers and it didn't work? Well, how about I actually pick a y this time? So let's put a 0 here. Let's see if this would work. Okay, 3x plus 5y is equal to negative 5. Okay, right? Oh my god, this is also not going to work. Look, 3 parentheses 0. Oh, 3 parentheses x plus 5 parentheses 0 is equal to negative 5. Okay, this cancels. 3x is equal to negative 5 divided by 3 divided by 3. X is equal to 5/3. Still does not work. Okay, so at this point you can keep trying some numbers, okay, or there's one more thing you can try. Okay, so the approach to this now is to, why don't we just convert this into y equals mx plus b, right? So 3y plus 5x is equal to negative 5. If I minus 3x to both sides, this cancels, leaving me with 5y is equal to negative 3x minus 5. I divide the 5 to everything here. Okay, this cancels, leaving me with a y is equal to negative 3 over 5x minus 1, negative 5 over 5. Now, this gives me something really important here. This actually gives me my slope. Okay, this tells me my delta y is negative 3, and my delta x, I can change colors here. My delta x, it is 5. That means this to this should go to 5, and then this to this is going to be minus 3. So this becomes a minus 4. This means, check this out, if I actually tested, so I'm going to move this to the side, if I actually test x equals to 5, it should work. Let me show you. 3x plus 5y is equal to negative 5. I plug in a 5 for the x. 3 times 5, which is 15, plus 5y is equal to negative 5. Minus 5, 15 to both sides. This cancels, leaving with a 5y is equal to minus 20. Divide by 5 to everything, you get y is equal to negative 4. You see, it works. So it is useful to convert it into y equals mx plus b to fill in that chart. Okay, so we can graph it here. 0, negative 1. And this is 0, negative 1. This is 5, negative 4. And this would be the line that passes through those points, as best as I can draw it. Okay. And then let's now look at C. Notice here, this is y equals to 4. Here, this is when y, do you see the y-axis? This is 4 for the y. Okay. So it is a vertical line right here. Nothing special about that. And then let's look at D here. Okay. All right. So we can make a chart and we can test it out. All right. So let's see. Okay. 6x plus 5y is equal to 20. Okay, so let's put this in y equals mx plus b. Okay, right, so minus 6x minus 6x. This cancels, leaving with a 5y is equal to negative 6x plus 20. Divide by 5 to everything. This cancels, leaving you with a y is equal to negative 6 over 5x plus 4. This is now the chart that we can now make. We always want to start with the number 0. Okay, I'm going to test this to see if it works. Okay, so y is equal to negative 6 over 5, and I put in a 0 for the x plus 4. This cancels, leaving me with a y is equal to 4. 4. Okay? I could even double check this by even just plugging it back into the original, which is this. 6x plus 5y is equal to 20. I'm going to plug in the 0 for the x, and it should still get me the same value. 6 times 0 is 0. 5y equals to 20. Divided by 5, divided by 5, y equals to 4. You see, I double checked it. I double checked to make sure my algebra is correct. Okay, that works. I can now look at my slope, which is right here. This is my slope of m is equal to -6 over 5. My delta y is -6, so this is going to go -6. Then my delta x, which is 5, that means this is also going to be plus 5. So from 0, it goes to 5. And then 4 minus 6, which is going to be a -2. We can double check this by plugging it back in. Let's just see. Okay? We could even plug it back into the original. 6x plus 5y is equal to 20. I plug in that 5, which was the x, okay, plus 5y equals to 0. 6 times 5, which is 30, plus 5y equals to 20, minus 30, minus 30, you get 5y equals to -10. Divide by 5, divide by 5, you get y is equal to -2, okay? You see? I double checked it by plugging it back in to make sure my chart works. Therefore, I have now my point 0, 4 and 5, -2, which is right here. Okay, that is now my graph for it. All right, there you go. That is how you graph. You always make a chart, and it's always useful to put the equation in y equals mx plus b.